In this episode, it's a late model 17-inch 10-hole steel wheel showdown. Welcome to the channel. My name is Grant Tommy. This is Straight Six Fan, and where I like to focus on budget-minded, relatable, creative builds, or something I like to call offbeat hot rodding. And today we are doing a side-by-side comparison with your two options for late model 17-inch steel wheel 10-hole wheels. So right here we have the late model 2006-7 plus Dodge Charger Magnum wheels, and back here we have the 2005 plus Ford Crown Victoria wheels. Now, as you know, I had these wheels for a long time, intended for Project Low Fairmont, but because of the 1.5 inch extra width, or 1.25 inch extra width, for the Lincoln Mark VII rear end, these would not fit with tires without some extensive fender flaring, rolling fenders, whatever you want to say. And so we went with a little higher offset wheel. I showed you guys, you might remember from a previous episode, this drawing. But I'm going to kind of walk you through the merits of the positives and negatives of both, and kind of show you how the math just so happened to work out. If you watched my last episode, this is what I was hinting at, is the new score back there. And as I mentioned last Saturday, I drove up to Council Bluffs, Iowa. And if you watched that episode way up here from a while ago, you will know that I went on sort of a rant talking about dealing with that auto recycler for the Charger wheels. And so after 6 weeks and 6 phone calls, and we hadn't arrived at a resolution, I basically told the guy, look, I just need to move on, so just give me a solid yes or no. And he finally broke down. He's like, well, I guess we'll just say no. So we moved on. So anyway, that's why now I have to sell these on the private market. For the budget, those set me back $100 for all four, whereas these were somewhere past $215. So I'm actually saving $115 towards the budget. Now, if I can't sell these like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace back what I paid for them, I will count that difference towards the budget. But for now, we will only be ringing up $100 off of the budget. So anyway, I just wanted to bring you up to speed there. But let's get into the side-by-side comparison of these two. Right out of the gate, one thing you can tell is the difference between the two wheels is the Charger wheels, which are going to be on your left, Crown Vic wheels on your right. You can tell that the 10 holes on the Crown Vic wheels have more of an oval shape. Next up is width. Crown Vic wheels are 7.5 inches wide compared to the Dodge Charger 7 inches wide, which of course explains why the Crown Vic stack is higher than the Charger stack. Next up is bolt pattern. The Dodge Charger wheels are technically 5 on 115 millimeters, whereas a traditional 5 on 4.5 like the Crown Vic ends up being, that commonly is 5 on 114.3 millimeters. Now, technically for myself, I'm not too concerned about 0.7 millimeters when you really do the math of what that is across the distance, which is measured center line of stud to center line of stud in that direction. I would not be afraid to run the Chrysler wheels on a 5 on 4.5 pattern anywhere. And lastly, the offset, which we talked about on the 5-lug swap turned offset lesson episode, which I'll link above, is why I bought the Crown Vic wheels, is what I needed them for. And kind of comparing them to my notes, I'll show you just how close I really was. To demonstrate the figures I came up with in that drawing that you just saw, now technically I was measuring, or I was doing it, calculating it to the backside mounting flange here. that's going to be a little difficult for me to do to show on camera. So instead, what I'm going to do is measure from the outside of the rim face to this flat spot between the lug nuts here, because both wheels feature the same kind of look. So anyway, with that, on the Dodge Charger wheels, measuring to that spot, we show right about 2 inches, 2 7/8 inches. Moving on to the Crown Vic wheel, place the square over, grab my tape, let's get the tape out. Okay, stress again. We are right at 2 inches from the flange on the Crown Vic wheels. So in essence, I've picked up what I'm determined to be about 7/8 of an inch of extra clearance to be able to get the wheels to tuck under the inner fender lip, which I hope will minimize the amount of clearance I have to do on the inner lip. Going back to my calculations, I basically said I was going to pick up 0.73 inches, so a little under 3/4 of an inch. So either way, I'm going to trust the math a little bit better. I guess again that would have been to the back mounting flange. But anyway, somewhere between 3/4 of an inch and 7/8 of an inch is what I just picked up by switching to these wheels. And I also got a wider wheel, which is going to give me more of a square tire look when I mount the tires. But yeah, essentially that's it, you guys. Let's flip this camera back on my face and let's close this episode out. With that, it was just a quick example to show you just how close you can get with pencil and paper, but I hope you enjoyed the side-by-side comparison between 2007 plus Dodge Charger Magnum wheels and 2005 plus Ford Crown Victoria wheels. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, like, comment, share, or subscribe. I don't really care which one you do, as long as you do one. It really helps me out. Another way you can help out the channel is to go to the link down below in the description to my Spreadshirt store. You can pick yourself up one of these killer straight 6-fan Pistons tee, or if you're maybe a remote part guy watching this, I do have a Slant 6 inspired straight 6-fan t-shirt as well that you might be interested in. So order yourself one of those, or yeah, if you're interested in the gear I use to shoot with, I have links to all of that. If you think my video quality is something of note, you can do that as well. Or hey, maybe you want a set of these 17-inch Charger Magnum wheels. I would really appreciate it if somebody watches this video and wants to buy these. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. And until next time, peace out.